Hi everyone, it's Happymailqueen. Today I'm going to share with you how I created this wand here that I shared with you on my previous video. I did speed this up and I had to do a voiceover because it was pretty noisy when I was recording this. Here I used a Spellbinder's die, which is a scalloped circle, and I used two different sizes, the 3 5/8 inch, which is this here that I'm showing you. And I cut 110-pound paper from Michael's cardstock, and as well as the glitter paper there, and also this designer paper. This one here though, I cut the size 3 1/8 inch using the scallop die. So, and then I also used another 110-pound paper cardstock to put the backing on that one. And then here I'm just showing you that I adhered the bat straw there. I did it upside down. So I was gonna just wrap this eyelash trim around it, but then I decided not to. I just left it alone. And so to make the shaker part there, the bat shaker, I used this kit that I got from the expo, and it's by Queen & Company, and you get 3 dies and some foam with adhesive. Also, it comes with the acetate. So really, all you really need to do is to add your little sequence bits on the inside, as well as the designer paper on top. You do have to glue it on top of the acetate though, so you will still need your glue to put the shaker together. And then I just used, like I'm showing you there, just the trim and some twine, and also the bling from Michael's. I think I got this probably from last year's Halloween kit or Halloween section. And then I also used some glitterific what is this? Glitterific glue, and I just basically put some all around the periphery of the wand, the scallop part, that is, just to add some sparkle and to make it a little bit more purple too. And here is the second one. Now, we're not going to do a tutorial on this one, but if you want to see a tutorial on the jack-o'-lantern, I will leave the link to Sabrina Ann's channel. The only thing I did here differently is I made a wand, and then I just embellished it, and I also added the ears. And I used my bat die, my bow de bras. No, yeah, is it bow de bras? Bow dabra, that's what it is, to make the bow. And then added some more glitterific and gold this time on the back of that. I actually previously made that bow before when I was making my bat bows. And anyway, they look like ears, so I thought it was really cute. And so, but we are gonna go ahead and make this wand. So you just gonna take your scalloped die cut here, and which I already put the backing on that, the black cardstock. I'm not sure what I'm showing you here. That's a Wild Orchid Craft flower on the center there. I'm not sure exactly what I'm using. Oh, I'm talking about, okay, so this I'm talking about, instead of putting the twine bow, I did decide to use a scalloped die from AliExpress, and I just made my own bat bow because not everybody has that bat bow from AliExpress. So I also wanted to do a little tutorial on that because Anna, who is Serenity Creations, she requested that I do a tutorial on a different die instead of the one I used when I did my bat bows tutorial. Okay, so here I already cut my pieces for the shaker, and well, it's just really that one piece, and I'm just showing you the die. And I'm just gonna, I think, go ahead and assemble it here, or I guess I'm still talking about what I'm using this time, because I didn't use a designer that flocked paper that I used in my example. This time I used glitter paper to cut the bat. And so I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. Oh no, I don't use glue, I use the, what are these? The foam tape from, I think it's from the 99-cent store or Dollar Tree, I can't remember. And I left space in the middle there so I can put the straw for the wand. And then I'm also adding hot glue there just to make sure that that stays on. Now I fuss with this a little bit, so but I probably shouldn't have put this down. When I had created my wand, I actually put the straw first. Yeah, I kind of didn't do it in this sequence, but anyway, that's what you're seeing right now. I just layered the two die cuts, and then here I'm going to stick that in there, but I think I take it out because then I decide to reinforce the straw. And I don't remember who I learned this from. I think it was actually Anna, Serenity Creations, who cut the straw in the middle there, as you can see I'm doing, and then she re-rolls it and then stick it inside the other straw, so that way it's nice and sturdy. So as you can see there, I'm kind of re-rolling it again, and you can glue it, but you don't really have to because it fits pretty snugly inside the other straw. So I'm just going to push that in. And I struggle a little bit there at the end just to get that last piece in there, but anyway, you could always cover that with bling. I've seen some people, I think, do that. Then I'm flattening the straw a little bit so I can stick it in there. And then of course I'm going to put hot glue on my straw, and as you can see here, it's upside down, I think. Oh no, sorry, it is not upside down. It's okay this time. Alright, and I stick it in there about halfway, you know, half the diameter of the circle, scalloped circle. And then we can go ahead and take our bat foam and take the, just peel that off so that I can stick that on. And now you can put something in the middle there, you know, because when you cut your paper, it does cut out the middle part, but I decide not to even put another piece of paper on the middle because the sequins will cover it. But you do have to put a lot of sequins in there to cover it, and this time I didn't put as much sequins, so it didn't cover the whole thing, the background. Alright, and then I just get my sequins mix here, and what am I doing here? I'm just putting some bats, some orange sequins, just different colored bats, because it is a bat wand. And then I also get my other sequence mix, I think, oh yeah, to put some purple bats on there, and silver bats as well. I think I got this at Michael's, I'm not sure. I can't remember, but it's just sequins from my stash, you guys. I have just a bunch of sequins over the years that I've accumulated. And then I also wanted to put some seed beads in there, so I got some of my purple seed beads, and as well as I think, oh, some of this iridescent sequins here that I had gotten from, what is that, Cartwright Sequins a while ago. Kind of has this kind of like a patina look to it, And then also I think I want to say I added also some black sequins that I'm pretty sure I hauled at Hobby Lobby a while ago, last year probably. And it looked like I put a lot of sequins in there, but there was really more room. And then I just peeled the adhesive there so I can put the acetate on top. And kind of fussed with it because there was a sequence that got stuck on the foam because, you know, it is sticky. And just make sure you adhere that nicely. And then here you can either use glue like glossy accent, or I usually like to use red line tape, and this is the 1/8 inch thick red line tape. And you don't really need a whole lot because it pretty much stays on there. It sticks pretty well on the acetate. But you'll see here I pretty much just put it all around, and you can manipulate this. That's the nice thing about it. You can manipulate the tape so you don't have to really even cut it. But as you can see here, I just pretty much follow the die cut. And then peeling it though is probably the hardest part. So just make sure that tape is nice and adhered on there. And it took me a while to peel this off, you guys. I was even using tweezers, but sometimes even with the tweezers it's still difficult. And there's one more piece there. And then you just line it up and make sure you cover up that white foam. Oops, sorry, I think my stomach is growling. It's dinner time here, so. All right, and that's it. That's what you do. That's all you do to create that shaker. And you can pretty much, I think by now we're pretty much experts on shakers, right? Hopefully. And so if you don't have this bat, you know, kit or Halloween kit, then, you know, you can use whatever shaker you have at home, Halloween shaker. Here I'm just using glitter art glue to make sure that the bling doesn't fall off. I do like to reinforce it even though it already has adhesive on there. And I think I only put about 4 and that's it. Okay, and then let's see what's the next step. I put the glitterific, and then I decide no, I'm not, okay, so this is an applicator that I'm using. It's actually one of those things that I think I bought this, oh no, this was gifted to me, but I did find it in the past at Target, and it's to apply your face mask. It's the silicone little applicator. But as you can see, I decided to just go ahead and put the piece on the back there so that, because the glue is going to take time to dry. Although glitterific dries pretty quickly. Now this is a bat that I had gotten, I believe it's the one from Target that I hauled recently on my last Target haul. Yeah, I want to say it is. And I glued it there, but I realized that it was sticking out. And since this is the back and not the front, I didn't like that. So I went ahead and took my Tim Holtz scissors and just trimmed it down. And it was pretty thick, so it took me several cuts to kind of shape that, you know, bat, tip of the bat wings. And then I believe after that, because now there's this white part exposed on the tip of the chipboard there, use the Copic marker to cover up that white part. Okay, now here I'm showing you how I created the bat bow. And unfortunately, I thought the camera was rolling, but it wasn't. And so what I did here is I made a template, and so I put the template on top. I trimmed since it's a scalloped bow, I trimmed it, and I trimmed the tops so it wouldn't be scalloped, because it didn't look right. So I put okay, so I'm using a 1/2 inch circle punch to go ahead and cut 3 chunks off the bat. And sometimes you kind of have to go back and just repunch again until you get the right look. But just make sure you get a template. Make yourself a template. And the way you make a template is you cut 2 of the bows, just the bow part, not the tail. You cut 2 pieces of the bow part, and then you make one the bow, and then the other one you make the bat wings out of. I hope that made sense. I will refer you to my other video when I did a tutorial on how to make these bats. Alright, so I hope you guys were able to understand what I did there, because I know the video is a bit fast, and well, part of it was also missing because my camera wasn't rolling. The video wasn't recording when I actually showed you the how I made the template. Okay, so here I'm just adhering the eyelash trim, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take some of this twine. I love this twine, and I think I did get it from Target if I'm not mistaken. And I was gonna wrap it around, but then you'll see me, I'm gonna take that off, and then I'm just gonna end up actually just gluing it on there, just folding it in half and then just gluing the tip, because you're really not gonna see it. And just be careful, because the hot glue gun the glue is pretty hot. And then I just went ahead and covered it up with the bow. So I'm just waiting for that to dry, just taking some of the excess hot glue off. And then from here, I think we just put the bling in the middle. And I just used hot glue for this because my glue is pretty hot, so I know that it's gonna stick on there. Normally I use my Fabri-Tac, but my hot glue gun was already, ready to go, and so for the sake of the tutorial, I just used the hot glue. And okay, so now we go back to the glitterific, and I used that purple glitterific. And I just basically adhered it to the edges, to the periphery. And like I said, I'm using this applicator, which is silicone. So the glitterific, once it dries, it basically just peels off. Or you can just use a wipe to clean it off, and it comes off really easily. And so that's why I like using this this applicator. And I think I got this idea, I've mentioned it before, from, I want to say it was from KSP by Luisa Diaz. You guys all know her. She's a super talented lady. And I kind of went a little crazy here with the glitterific, and I decided to just also put some on the bat. Yeah, just on the peripheral part of the bat, periphery of the bat. And then I think I also added some bling for the eyes, because I kind of didn't like how mean the bat looked. You know, how sinister it looked because the eyes were slanted. So I took some bling and I put it over the eyes of the bat. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later.